You're right, guys. It's Bald. This is week 3. The fifth battle that we're doing is week 3 of the Home Draft League. Obviously, I've explained before, due to a couple of reasons in my personal life, I've had to put off a couple battles. So, obviously, the last week has been doing 3 battles in 1 week. They're in a weird order. This is the 3rd week. It's the 5th battle. You know exactly what's happening. Right. Our opponents this week are Rosa and the Rockford Roselias, with an absolutely terrifying draft. They're also divisional rivals. They're also the 3rd team in the Maxi division, along with us and the Binghamton Torricats. So yeah, it's going to be a big old grudge match. Obviously, I'm now 4 games played, 3 won, 1 loss. But my 1 loss was against a divisional rival, so I really need to start racking up my division wins, and hopefully we can do that today. I'm just starting off with a little reminder of my team. Got the Nagnadel, Clefable, Excadrill, Landorus, Sandaconda, Megabanet, Mantine, Incineroar, Vileplume, Electabuzz, and Primate. Won't be the same team next week because I am actually making some trades. We're going to see POLICOEBRA's big farewell today because he has gone. But I'm sure in my video for next week I'll detail all those trades. Anyway, without any further ado, so here we've got the Roselias team. They've got the Latios. No, Luke, it's a Latias. Come on, use your head. Togekiss, Slowking. What do you got? Vikavolt, Chandelure, Mega Scizor, Ditto, Mandibuzz, Scolipede, Rhyperior, and Tangela. That's right, I do know Pokemon. Yeah, it's a well, the top tier threats are absolutely terrifying. Stuff like the Latios, Mega Scizor, and the Togekiss. Don't like those. Don't like those at all. Absolutely terrifying. You've got the Slowking, terrifying. Chandelure, Ditto. I hate it. Don't want to deal with it. But I do think that there are some picks that are a little bit lacking in quality. Stuff like the Rhyperior, the Tangela. I'll probably be made to eat my own words there, but I think there's some Pokemon that we don't need to worry too much about my opponent bringing. But yeah, without any further ado, do you know what? Let's just jump straight ahead into the team building element of this video. Right, little bit of fourth wall breaking here. I built this team like a week or 2 ago, and I haven't really had much of a chance to look over it before recording this video, so I'm not going to be able to go too in depth into why I've picked which Pokemon because, to be honest, I don't really remember the reasons why. I just know that I was feeling relatively confident with the team that I have picked. So we'll see if we can figure out what is going on here. First up, we've got the Megabanet. I remember exactly why I picked this thing, and that's because of a little thing called Ditto. Ditto is horrifying, right? Because, spoiler alert, I have brought a couple of setup mons, right? And obviously Ditto is the premier reverse sweeper. Like, I can set up all I want, but if that Ditto comes in, Choice Scarfed, outspeeds me, kills me, then he just sweeps the rest of my team. So Megabanet is hopefully not going to see any more action other than Destiny Bond. Like, that's all I want from it. If he doesn't bring Ditto, then we can use Megabanet for, you know, more conventional circumstances, but yeah, I don't want to have to bring that thing out once, to be completely honest, until the Ditto inevitably steals one of my setups, and then that's the only time that Aghanim's going to see any action. Got the Shadow Claw because obviously, as I've discussed before, Poltergeist, we don't get that anymore. So Shadow Claw is the next best physical Ghost Stab. Taunt is just in case he does decide to bring some kind of setup himself. You know, Taunt it's always a really useful move to have, also to maybe stop getting hazards up and stuff like that. And Knockoff was, I just had a little bit of a free fourth slot that I just wanted to fill with something. Yeah, there's nothing that the Knockoff hits that obviously the Shadow Claw doesn't really. But yeah, Knockoff is just, you know, a nice bit of utility to have. Next up, we've got Nagnavez, the Naganadel, Focus Sash, Nasty Plot, Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor, and Flamethrower. His top tier threats that I was on about, stuff like the Mega Scizor, the Togekiss, and the what's it called, the Latias. I've got coverage for each of them. I've got Sludge Wave for the Togekiss, I've got Draco Meteor for the Latias, and I've got Flamethrower for the Mega Scizor. Flamethrower over Fire Blast, just because hopefully with a Nasty Plot up, I'll be able to get enough offensive bulk behind me, I guess. So I'd rather not really risk the accuracy check. Yeah, this thing does actually quite a lot of damage to his team. Just looking through his team again, this thing does do a lot of damage to my opponent. If I do manage to get up to that +2 with the Nasty Plot, obviously the Draco Meteors they will start decreasing in power, and as you can see here, my special attack is lower than my speed, so that might come back to bite me. But hopefully, once the Latias has gone, with between Sludge Wave and Flamethrower, we should be able to deal with the rest of his team. Yeah, we've got this amount of speed EVs that I can outspeed a Jolly Scolipede. Obviously, if he runs Protect on the Scolipede, that doesn't matter anymore, and he can probably smack me back with an Earthquake. But yeah, an unboosted Scolipede we will outspeed under any circumstances. And if we do manage to get one KO before the Scolipede comes in, obviously, as I was saying, the speed is higher than the special attack, so the Beast Boost will go for the speed. If we can get this thing to like +1 speed, +2, +1 speed, +2, what am I about, special attack, that is going to be absolutely beautiful. Focus Sash is just there so I can get the Nasty Plot for free. Obviously, I've done four battles now. Have not been able to use Naganadel well at all, and it hasn't really like proven too much of a negative because I've won the battles anyway. But I really do want to start showing off the quality of this thing, and yeah, hopefully this is going to be the battle to do it. Yeah, you know, acceptable setup and enough coverage to take on the rest of his team. So I'm feeling quite positive about that. Next up, we've got Shear the Clefable. It's just sort of a generic utility special wall. Moonblast because, you know, you always love a good bit of Fairy Stab. Flamethrower is obviously there just for the Mega Scizor, really. Heal Bell is just there in case any Pokemon get toxic to all. You know, it's always nice to have a little bit of a cleric like that, and Softboiled is obviously there for reliable recovery. This thing, 252 EVs in special defense, and it's calm-natured. It's essentially just there to stop the Latias. Like I say, I'm going to keep going on about it. 3 main threats on his team: Latias, Togekiss, Mega Scizor. This thing can at the very least check the Latias, and that's one of those. That's one of those problems absolutely sorted. Next up, we've got Michael, the Incineroar. Obviously with Intimidate, and it resists the not both stabs in the Mega Scizor, but it resists the Steel Stab and it's neutral to the Bug Stab. This thing almost functions as a little bit of a Mega Scizor little check, little counter. Don't mind that. Gone for the physical set this time. Obviously in the first week, I think it was the only time that I brought Incineroar. We went for the special set. That was a bit more of a gimmicky kind of set. This is more what you're going to expect to see from Incineroar. Flare, Blitz, and Dark Slaria, obviously just there for stab, really. But with those alone, just going through his team, Scolipede, Latias, Chandelure, Mega Scizor, Tangela, Vikavolt, Slowking. All of them, that's 7 Pokemon on his team taking super effective damage from just my stabs alone. Low Kick is there just for the Rhyperior. I don't really see him bringing the Rhyperior, but if I do end up with a situation one-on-one with it, I'd at least like to be able to do something to it. Heavy Duty Boots, just obviously because we don't want to take 25% from Stealth Rocks, and obviously with the Parting Shot as well. I'm going to be hoping to get a little bit of switch initiative, and I don't want to have to take the Stealth Rock damage every single time I come in. This thing is EV'd, so that it outspeeds anything that is 80 base speed uninvested, so that is the Chandelure, Togekiss, and Mandibuzz. Next up, we've got Tiny, the Excadrill, another Focus Sash set. It might seem a little bit backwards to have Focus Sash and Rapid Spin on the same Pokemon, but I haven't really thought too much about that. It's just the set that I wanted to bring. It's another setup sweeper here. We've got the Swords Dance, Earthquake, Iron Head, and Rapid Spin. Yeah, if we can get up to the +2 on Swords Dance, spoiler alert, this thing might be Sandspit. If we can get up to the +2 on the Swords Dance and we can get double speed, with this amount of speed investment, we do outspeed a +1 Scolipede under the Sandrush conditions. Yeah, he doesn't really have any resistances to this thing, so at +2 it's going to do heavy damage. I don't quite know if I did the calcs for it, I'm just imagining it in my mind. Scolipede obviously doesn't want to take anything, it's quite frail. Latias won't want to take a +2 Iron Head. Yeah, Chandelure, Togekiss. I'm not going to go through his entire team, just know that, yeah, I'm going to be, I imagine, at least 2-hit KOing everything, and we've got the Focus Sash there to help us get the Swords Dance up a little bit easier. If we don't manage to get the Sand Spit up, we can at least get speed boost from the Rapid Spin, so I might even use that when there's no hazards there. Yeah, I just see this thing putting in a lot of work, especially as we can be adamant, because obviously if we're double speed, we don't need to be jolly. I just rambled a little bit there. Next up, we've got POLICOEBRA. It's the final farewell. Do you know what? I'm actually going to call it bye-bye POLICOEBRA, if that fits. Let's see if that fits. Let's see if you're going to allow that. Yay! Right. Cool. It's bye-bye POLICOEBRA. this thing, Smooth Rock Sandspit. I don't think that I've effectively used Sandspit yet. There's the battle against the Kansas City Kingdras, I believe, when his... Let me just try and think how this went now. When his Porygon traced my Sandspit and I got a little bit of a Sand Rush off that. Yeah, I would like to try and use Sandspit effectively before I do lose the Sandaconda. Smooth Rock is obviously there to extend the turns from 5 to 8. Earthquake, Stone Edge, Firefang basically hits a lot of his team. Stuff that the Earthquake doesn't hit is stuff like the Togekiss, which gets hit by the Stone Edge. So the Togekiss and the Mandibuzz get hit by the Stone Edge. Firefang is obviously there for the Mega Scizor, also helps with the Tangler. Like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of fire coverage on this team just because of that Mega Scizor. It's absolutely terrifying me. Rest, because this thing with that defense investment is also functioning as a bit of a physical defensive wall, and especially with the Smooth Rock over the leftovers, I don't like the idea of having a wall with absolutely zero recovery. So yeah, Rest is just there as a bit of an unreliable recovery, but it's, you know, it'll be fine. Yeah, as I was saying, these three main threats. Again, I'm just going to keep going on about it. Mega Scizor, Togekiss, and Latias. This is going to function as the Mega Scizor counter, or check, I should say. So between Sandaconda and Clefable, with a little bit of Incineroar as well, I do believe that we do have enough to take on the Mega Scizor and the Latias defensively. Togekiss still does worry me, but I think Excadrill should be good enough to deal with it. Not as a switch, but as a revenge kill. And yeah, that is the team. Yeah, I do believe that this is quite a good team for it. I believe between the Excadrill and the Naganadel, I do have a lot of offensive presence, and hopefully I'm going to try and be a little bit more ruthless this time. I know a lot of the time I do play quite cautiously. I'd probably want to try and set up a Nasty Plot on Naganadel quite early on in the game, so it might not function as a late game sweep, but just something to punch a hole in his team and sort of get in his head a little bit. Yeah, obviously I'm not too worried about any kind of setup on anything like the Ditto, just because I've got the Mega Banette here. It's always a really, really nice little backup to fall back on. And yeah, that is the team. I believe I've probably rambled enough right now, so yeah, I'll see you when the battle is starting. Alright, here we go. The challenge has been sent. I've just literally had to ditch some of my friends playing Among Us for this. I guess we press accept, don't we? Beautiful. Right. That's a really bad time for me to take a fucking Sultana. The team. He brings the Rhyperior. Didn't expect that. Didn't want that. He's got Slowking, Mandibuzz, Rhyperior, Vikavolt, Chandelure, and the Mega Scizor. I'm really happy, even though I had planned quite a lot for it, I'm really happy to not see the Latias. Means that Clefable, I guess, now functions as a Vikavolt kind of counter, and maybe a Chandelure as well. Maybe I should have gone for the what's it called, the Unaware over the Magic Guard on that. No Ditto either, which is absolutely beautiful, because that means I can now reserve Aghanim for use against something else. Anyway, right, where was my head at? Right, we need to figure out a lead here. I'm tempted to go with the Michael, just to get a bit of switch initiative. It looks like his team is quite slow. Now that I'm thinking about it, that might be a Trick Room Slowking, because this team is looking quite slow. That concerns me, but we can taunt and stuff. We can work around it. I don't want to bring out the Excadrill or the Naganadel quite just yet. I think I might actually just lead off with the Michael. If he does want to lead off with the Slowking to get his Trick Room up, I can just Darkest Lariat on that. I can Parting Shot against anything else, really. Yeah, I'm not going to think too much about it. Feeling good. We're feeling good. Who's he leading off with? The Rhyperior. I'm suddenly not feeling good. That's not the best matchup in the world. I'm going to go over onto the Trusted Calcs that I always say I'm going to focus less on and then never do. Against the Rhyperior, this thing is at -1, remember, because we've got the Adamant. No, the Intimidate, I should say. Low Kick isn't doing much at this range. I might just go for a Parting Shot. He's probably going to get up his rocks. I could Parting Shot straight into the Tiny, Rapid Spin away the rocks, and he's not going to be able to do too much to me offensively if he's at a -2 attack. Just making sure we do... I don't think I even intended for this. We literally outspeed his max speed by 1 point, so that's really nice. Saying that though, it is tempting to go for a low kick just to get a bit of damage off on this thing. If I'm just looking at this, what's an escadrille doing coming in? Is he stealth rocking or is he going for an attack? Because an earthquake might be quite bad for me. The other thing is POLICOEBRA can probably come in really safely. Not do too much back, but put a bit of pressure on. I think we're going to do that. We're just going to go for the parting shot. Go out into the POLICOEBRA, I think. But then I am thinking, maybe is that me being a bit too cautious? I was literally saying in the team builder I want to try and be a little bit more aggressive with my plays, a little bit bolder, not as cautious. I feel like POLICOEBRA is definitely the safe bet. I probably should have gone for an air balloon on the escadrille. That would have been quite nice. I am still thinking, while that cancel button's there, I am still thinking just about a low kick, but it's not. Oh no, don't want to press. Oh god, no. I nearly quit the battle then. Pressed the wrong button. God, that'd be awful if I did that. Sorry, what are you doing, Incineroar? At -1. See, he can't do too much to me anyway. Enough of that rambling. The parting shot's gone. I don't know if you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit weird today. I'm going to be in a really rambly mood. My head doesn't quite feel completely focused in this game. Hopefully that's not going to come back and bite me. The Aghanim's tempting just for a taunt, but I don't think that's going to benefit me too much because he's going to be going for the Stealth Rocks now if he does go for it. Obviously Nagnadel is not a switch. Clefable's not really a switch. It is either the Excadrill or the POLICOEBRA. Could also set up the sand if he does go for the move, which would be quite nice. I can't do too much back to this thing, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, I think I'm going to go for POLICOEBRA. I don't want to go straight away into my Wincon wall, my Wincon threat in Tiny quite this early. Now, in his mind, he's probably going to be thinking that I'm either going to set up my own rocks or he's going to predict the earthquake. Obviously, his Mandibuzz is a switch right now. His Mandibuzz really is a switch right now, and so it is tempting to go for the Stone Edge. But looking at that, if he doesn't, that's obviously doing nothing to me. If just going to I mean, even then the Stone Edge isn't doing much. I probably should have gone for a Toxic instead. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. He goes out into Slowking. We do a fair chunk of damage to it, and it doesn't have leftovers. Okay. Definitely worth bearing in mind. He doesn't have defensive investment either. Off that Earthquake damage, it looks like it's quite a high roll on this kind of a set. Actually, no, because he's going to be calm, right? If he's calm, then yeah, it's like a mid-roll, a low to mid-roll on that. So yeah, I think we can safely assume it's going to look something like this, right? If he does go for the Scald, he's not killing, but I'm not going to stay in at this point. Sheer is the obvious sort of answer. It would be nice to get the Aghanim in. It would be really nice to get Aghanim in. Because obviously we can just threaten him with the Shadow Claw and go for like a knockoff or something. But I don't want to get burned. I mean, I've got the Heal Bell and the Clefable, I guess. He might go for the Teleport here, just to get a bit of initiative. But if I go into the right mine, I'm probably okay with that. I think it's going to be the Scald or the Teleport that he goes for. So at that point, I do want to go into either the Banette or the Clefable. How much are you doing to Clefable, did we say? Next to nothing. Get the leftovers back off that as well. So yeah, we're just going to go straight away into Clefable. We're going to reveal the Magic Guard, but that's not really... it's not really too bad. He goes for the Trick Room as we expected. It probably would have been nice to go into the Aghanim here, but yeah, Trick Room is something that I should have planned for. It's all very well seeing the team preview and noticing that it's a Trick Room team, but that doesn't benefit me. I need to sort of think about that eventuality during the team builder, because it's all well knowing the Trick Room is coming, but if I can't do anything about it, then what's the point? What are we doing back to you? Because a Moonblast is probably just my play right now. Because he's not going to be. He's probably switching out at this point. He's not going to be doing too much to me. Chandelure might be quite a safe switch in right now. But he can't do too much back to me either, and we can maybe even get the special defense. The special attack drop. I think he teleports here for sure. I think he absolutely teleports here. And if he does teleport into the Chandelure, then we will outspeed it with the Mega Bonnet under the Trick Room conditions. Another thing would be quite nice to get the Incineroar out, because again it is relatively slow. And he wouldn't know that I've got the speed investment, which is now biting me in the bum because it means that Chandelure is going to outspeed me under these conditions. I hate dealing with Trick Room. I should have planned for it more. I am just going to go for the safe Moonblast. Yeah, and then he teleports. Kind of predicted that. I say I predicted it. I didn't do anything to stop it. So yeah, he's going to recover a lot of that damage back from Regenerator. Something else that I shouldn't be doing here is drinking cider, but you know, when in Wales and all that. I'm saying that like cider's Welsh. It's not. I don't know what I was trying to go with that. Who does he bring out here? It's probably going to be the Scizor, but he's got to know that I'm running Flamethrower. I'm not going to calc it just yet, just in case he doesn't, but I will calc the Bullet Punch on the Scizor, because if it doesn't KO the Clefable, I might just hit the Flamethrower. He's not going into the Vikavolt. Vikavolt does nothing for him right now. We resist the Bug Stab, and we've got 2 electric types in the back, and we are specially defensive Clefable. So he's not going into Vikavolt. He's probably not going into the Mandibuzz. Actually, yeah, well, because obviously Fairy. Looking at this, Chandelure, if he's got like any kind of a setup Chandelure, that would be quite a good time for him to go into it now, because what did we say we are doing with the Moonblast? We're not breaking a sub. I've got subs on my mind a lot at the moment. I haven't brought any subs this week, but my last couple battles, obviously I've brought a lot of substitute-mons, and I think it's a really good move. Yeah, Scizor's got to be his play, but then I think he also acknowledges that I've got to have the Flamethrower or the Fire Blast. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm OHKOing with it, because I am doubting myself, especially if it's a Mega. That does a lot less damage than I ever thought it would. That's if it's fully specially defensive. If it's just got the HP bulk, then it's still not an OHKO. God, yeah, here it is. I should put a bit more effort into that prep. POLICOEBRA is obviously the clear switch in. God, Firefang is doing nothing to this thing. I know it's got a lot of defense, but my God, I probably should have done calcs instead of just putting fire coverage on everything and thinking that'll do. I mean, I think like obviously if it wants to set up, Aghanim is there to stop that with a Destiny Bond, so I don't feel too concerned about it. I think I need to keep Clefable round at this point, because the Chandelure and the Vikavolt are just going to wreck my team otherwise. I think, yeah, POLICOEBRA at this point, looking at the makeup of his team, POLICOEBRA is only really there for the Scizor. I know that we're under Trick Room conditions. I still am not too threatened by the Rhyperior, which again, I know that I'm going to end up eating my words on that, but just on a fairly base level, I don't feel too threatened by it. If we can get rid of that Trick Room, then Excadrill does a lot of work to his team. But yeah, we're going to go out into the Sandaconda. I was just hovering over that for long enough. Obviously, I was going to do it. He goes for the Swords Dance. My play here is Firefang, right? That does the most damage. Of course it does. Yeah, Firefang is the play. If he gets the Sand Spit up, then that might actually benefit me quite well, because he's only got 2 turns left for the Trick Room. And I doubt, I'm actually going to calculate, I doubt even at a +2 that he's going to be OHKOing me, right? Yeah, with his stabs, he's not going to. Let's just say instead of Roost, you've got like a Bug Bite. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a relatively safe Firefang. Like I was saying, POLICOEBRA is only really here for the Scizor, so I don't mind staying in and taking heavy damage from it, as long as I can do heavy damage back. It'd be nice to know what kind of spread this thing's got from the damage as well. If we can stay alive long enough that... Oh! 50% exactly. that's quite nice, because that means that he can't KO me, because obviously knockoff's going to be doing less damage. My little ooh then was, I'm wondering, because he knocked off the smooth rock as the sand spit activated. I actually don't know how many turns of sandstorm I'm going to get, whether it's going to be 4 or 7. I don't know how the mechanics of that work, and I'm not going to look into it. So I'm thinking, because the sand spit goes up before the smooth rock gets knocked off, if you see what I mean, I'm thinking that I'm probably safe, but that is something to bear in mind. I kind of want to leave this thing in. I kind of want to get the rest up, actually. Just going to be munching on some sultanas here. I kind of want to get the rest up. Just trying to think, if he's doing... He's not even bulky, is he? He's not even got HP investment. It's looking like it's going to be like this kind of a set, maybe? Or, no, actually, no, what we're doing, he's going to be that, and then he's going to be adamant, right? He's knockoff did 50%. Yeah. Yeah, cool, so that's your set. You're just fully HP, fully defense. So it's a roll on Firefang, it might not even kill. In fact, chances are it won't. With that in mind, rest is really tempting. Although looking at that bug bite damage, he's going to kill me with the bug bite now anyway. He's going to kill me with the bug bite. Or even the bullet punch. That's absolutely fine though, because hopefully Excadrill comes in. It doesn't even KO. And the rocks are up, so the focus sash is useless. I pointed that out in my team builder as well. Saying it's weird to have rapid spin on them on with the focus sash, but hey. What base speed are you? Are you 75? You are 75. So we'll outspeed you with Michael. And if you're at +1 after the intimidate, bullet punch ain't scaring me. So I could just go for a... Would you even go for at that point a parting shot or a flare blitz? I think that's the play anyway. This thing ain't doing anything to me. You could go for the... We could predict the parting shot and go for the swords dance, which is just putting us right back at square one, which is not what anyone wants. Looking at his team, Michael is so vital. I really hope you can't hear my gross mouth sounds. Otherwise, I might just turn this into a post-com. But Sultans are there and I want them. What's a Darkest Lariat doing? Not enough. Okay. Flare Blitz is obviously the tempting move. If he goes out into Slow King, I'm sure we can KO with the Darkest Lariat from there. Yeah, we should be able to. Regenerate will take him up to like 70 or 80%. Or maybe not actually. But after the Flare Blitz damage, yeah. I think Flare Blitz is a relatively safe play. He could go out into the Chandelure. I don't think he goes out into the Chandelure. I don't think if he goes out into the Chandelure, fair play. The Rhyperior, okay. Got a crit. We got a crit burn. Whew. That's not even like a sigh of relief. Whew. That's like a Christ. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't like being the person to apologise for hacks because it's part of the game, but I am going to say I didn't deserve that. That's what I'll say. But yeah, this thing is now burned, which makes it a lot less scary. We know it's a Stealth Rock set, so hopefully it's not choiced. What did we do with Flare Blitz? I mean, it was a critical hit, so what's a critical hit doing? 27%. Does that line up? 20, yeah. Yeah, so you're probably this kind of a set. Defensively, at least. You're probably full HP investment, nothing else. If you are big old burn boy, I mean, I could just stay in and low kick, right? I could just stay in and low kick, but I think I'm going to go for the parting shot. Yeah, we're just going to go for parting shot. This thing is now burned and at -1, which is just, it's exactly where you want to be, really, isn't it? So we've kind of got a safe switch into anything. And do we just go back into the POLICOEBRA again? Is that what we do? Oh, wait, oh, Jesus Christ, my POLICOEBRA's dead. Good job, Luke. Oh my God, I am not with it right now. What about if he goes for the earthquake? What's he doing to drill? Because we've still got sandstorm for hopefully 5 turns. He's not doing too much, but we can't quite revenge kill just yet, which is bonkers to think that it's only doing that much, but I guess that's solid rock for you, isn't it? So we just need to wear this thing a little bit further down. I mean, Clefable not quite nice. I don't think you're doing much to me, right? I think we're going to go into Clefable just because he's not doing too much to me. Yeah, he's doing 20%, so he's not going to be choiced or anything, because that lines up with this kind of a set, right? I mean, Moonblast for damage. Anyone? Moonblast for damage? Feel good? Feel good? Moonblast for damage? I don't want to give him the free Trick Room again, though. That's the thing. So I'm actually double back into Michael, right? Or going to the Aghanim, because I think Slowking is coming back out right now. Slowking's going to come back out just so he can get his Trick Room up. Chandelure might be the other thing, but I think Aghanim deals quite well with either of those. So we're not going to think it, not going to overthink it. We're going to go out into the Burnett. He switches out into Slowking. Okay, he's at 71%. I'm pretty sure that we do KO from this range, right? Even without Poltergeist. Oh, it's a roll. Oh wait, no, it's not, because we determined that this thing is looking more like this kind of a set. Yeah, Shadow Claw KOs. There's no reason not to go for it, right? I mean, of course, that was an obvious play, but I think I probably rushed into that turn a little bit. But it's really nice to know that we can put pressure on him, start him getting his Trick Room up. I feel like he's definitely in control at this point in the battle. I feel like a foul play is coming right now. Because what does this thing like to do? Like the foul play, like toxic. So based on that, Clefable is a really nice play. I'm also very tempted to go into Naganadel because what are you called, Mandibuzz? What are you doing? You're not doing too much to me. And that's a nasty plot right there, right? It's a very nasty plot. He doesn't outspeed me. That's tempting. This thing get knockoff. I know what I'm doing. That's cool. You're not going to tell me. I love it when that happens. I don't think there's any spoilers for any teams there, so I don't even need to edit that out. Mandibuzz, of course you get knockoff. You're a dark type, right? Yeah, of course you do. Even then, though, what's a knockoff doing to me? Even then, the knockoff isn't scaring me too much. I think we go into the Naganavez. I think we do it. We do the bold move. Do a big old bold move. What's he going to do? Foul play, 28%. Beautiful. Nasty plot. Let's go. Let's go. This is going to be one dead thing, right? I should definitely have calced the bullet punch on the Mega Scizor, though, because, my God, that's a little misstep. I'm going to do that now, actually. I'm going to do that now. Mega Scizor, we know that you are that set up against Naganadel. Your bullet punch, oh wait, no, we don't know you're that set, I'm lying. We know that you are that set. Your bullet punch in that case, I mean, it's a roll, but it's in his favour. Either way, we do go for the nasty plot. We do. I've got to, I mean, yeah, looking at that Mega Scizor now, this is going to be another week where Naganadel doesn't do too much, but, do we Oko here? I've got a feeling we don't, actually. I've got a feeling we don't Oko because we know that you're rocking this kind of a set. Yeah, we don't Oko. Oh, we really don't Oko. I mean, we could go for another nasty plot on the Trick Room, but then he's just outspeeding. So I've just revealed this set for nothing. And yeah, I don't want him to get the free Trick Room up, but he's got it, right? I think we just go for the heavy damage. Maybe we get a crit. We don't get a crit. He's got the Ice Beam. Okay, so another week. Well done, guys. Another week of Naganadel doing nothing. We don't get the sand. I mean, to be fair, we don't really need the sand with Excadrill because I'm pretty sure we naturally outspeed all of his team now. I'm really tempted just to set up a. I'm really tempted to set up a Swords Dance in his face. And the thing is, oh, that Bike Vault gets a Levitate, right? So the Bike Vault beats Tiny one-on-one. I really should have gone for the Rock Sliders coverage. Anyway, Michael again might be quite nice. I think Michael KOs with Flare Blitz, right? Yeah, it does. Michael will be really nice. If we can get Rhyperior into a range where low kick's going to do quite a lot of damage as well. I think that's what we do, right? Go into this thing. There's no way he's switching the Chandelure because he expects the Darkest Lariat. So on that, he's probably going to go into the Mandibuzz. What are we doing to the Mandibuzz? Flare Blitz is not quite a 2-co. I still think we do it though. I still think we just hit the Flare Blitz. I also really want to get those rocks off my field. I probably shouldn't have brought Rapid Spin on my drill because it is quite an important win con right now. My opponent's definitely in control in this battle. But then again, so was my opponent in my last two battles, and I managed to somehow claw my way back. I don't think I'm going to do it this time. I'm not as defeatist as I was last week. My God, what a battle! But yeah, I think letting POLICOEBRA die so early was a massive misstep, and I don't quite know why I did that. Like I said, not to come up with any kind of excuses or anything. If I lose this, then I lose it. I am feeling a little bit weird in myself at the moment. So my head isn't quite in the game right now. But this Rhyperior, what do you want to do? We know that you're burned. We know that we can get you to -1 at any point that we want to with the parting shot. At this point, the low kick is tempting. Moving a Darkest Lariat. Because Darkest Lariat, looking at that, it's a roll, but it should be a 2-co. I mean, I don't want to just keep going around the same circles of going parting shot into Clefable, and then he brings out Slowking on the Moonblast and gets a Trick Room. I don't want to keep doing that. I'm really annoyed that he just went for the Ice Beam on my Naganadel. That was very rude. That was very rude indeed. So it's either Darkest Lariat, low kick, or parting shot. I really want to break this cycle though, right? It might be nice to go into a relatively quote-unquote free switch into the Excadrill. I can get off a Rapid Spin, right? I'm going to go for the low kick. I want to get some damage off on this thing. That did more than I thought it would. That also did more than I thought it would. But we now know that we can kill. Probably should have brought Wish support. That would have been quite nice. Obviously the Mega Scizor revenge kills, but at least it's not a 6-0 now. Mega Scizor can definitely revenge kill, so I don't really have much of a switch into it. I'm thinking if it's going to be nice to get a... It's going to be nice to get a bit of momentum here. I feel like my Movember attempts are just getting worse and worse. Especially if I just bring up my camera just for myself here. That is not an attractive boy right now. It's all for a laugh though, isn't it? Oh, more Sultanas then. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't remember what the league standings are looking like. I know that before this battle, I was top of the league, or top of the division, I should say, between the three of us. This will put me on a 5 played, 3 wins, 2 losses. I can't quite think what Rosa is. It's a really tight division. Do I just go for... I mean, we know that we outspeed this thing if it doesn't have speed investment, right? Because that's why Incineroar is EV'd that way. So that it outspeeds anything base 80 not invested. And why would he invest in speed when he's so clearly a Trick Room team? So I think we're going to outspeed, and I think that he doesn't think that we're going to outspeed. So a Darkest Lariat might be quite nice here. I'm going to assume it's an Oko, right? Oh, easily. Do you know what, I'm going to do that. Maybe we can surprise him with an outspeed. Oh, he's got the sash. Ooh, fair play to you. And this thing gets Trick Room as well. Ooh. That's a spicy meatball. I mean, I don't want to lose Michael, though, because Michael... I mean, he still puts in work into the Vikavolt, which is the only thing stopping Excadrill right now. And obviously the Slowking as well. I do like having the parting shot potential. So on this, I might actually swap out into Clefable. Do we get like a... There's not going to be a Trick Room Chandelure like default, is there? No, there's not. Well, you know, you're not going to be choice specs. We know that. Let's just assume that you are like no item, because that'd be really nice. Yeah, you're not doing too much to Clefable, so we're just going to do that. Flamethrower does 37%. Lines up with that. Cool. So you're probably modest with no. Oh, yeah, of course we know. I just realised. Of course we know. Of course we know he hasn't got an item. Anyway, get a soft boiled up here, I guess. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. I think something that I've been really good at in a lot of my leagues, and I think that this one is another one, is the fact that I have really good walls. So even when my opponent gets to this point in the battle, when he does have the upper hand, he can't... Like, this is absolutely killing his momentum, especially since Trick Room only gets 4 turns. If he's only doing 37% to my special wall, it does put me in a really good position to sort of break his momentum a bit. His switch here probably is something like the Scizor, but we know at this point the Flamethrower is going to KO, and his Bullet Punch isn't, so that is really nice to bear in mind. Do we outspeed this thing in the Trick Room? We probably don't, right? Because he's going to have the minus speed nature. Yeah, he's got the Taunt. Oh, that's a really nice... That's really nice, that is. I mean, not for us, obviously, but that's, I mean, fair play. It's kind of annoying because Moonblast wasn't really an option, so I can't even be like, oh, I was going to go for Moonblast and I didn't. Like, no, fair play. He's just, he's absolutely one step ahead of me on that. Moonblast is just obviously the move that we click, right? Although it's really annoying because then that does put us into Bullet Punch range. And on that, I kind of want to sack something else off just to get Clefable. Because I need Clefable to be full HP. Right? Because I've already lost my physical wall. I can't lose my dedicated special wall. I think that we're in the end game now. What's Excadrill doing to Vikavolt? I know it's resisted, but you know, it might be worth doing something. No, Ironhead's doing nothing. I need to keep a Pokemon around to deal with the Vikavolt. If we can like Destiny Bond the Vikavolt or something like that, then Excadrill can still sweep at this point. I think. Just need to get the Mandibuzz down a little bit. I'm not even fussed. I could probably quite happily keep the Chandelure alive. I'm outspeeding it under normal, like non-Trick Room conditions, so it doesn't bother me that much. I think sometimes it's very tempting to try and attack the Pokemon that's in front of you without thinking, oh, maybe it's more beneficial to leave it alive. Saying that, though, I don't have any switches. I think Aghanim needs to stay around. At this point, I hate to say it, I am probably beginning to consider playing for the differential, and as I've said before, Aghanim is really useful for that, just because Destiny Bond can turn a 5-0 into a 4-0. I obviously cannot bring Excadrill in because he's going for the flamethrower. So do we sack Michael off, even though we saved Michael earlier? So at this point, it's who's more important, Michael or Clefable? I mean, at this point, I think Michael is... No, Clefable is probably more important. I think we're going to sack Michael off. He's going to go for the flamethrower. And then I guess we bring... There's still one turn left to Trick Room. I didn't really think this one through, did I? Not really think this one through. I mean, we can bluff the Shadow Sneak, I guess. This is going to be my play either way. So we can either go for the Destiny Bond or the late... I mean, he's outspeeding us either way, right? So... I mean, he is, right? Yeah, of course he is. He's outspeeding us either way, so we might as well just go for the Destiny Bond here. Take this thing down with me. He goes to the Shadow Ball, fair enough. Right, it's a 4-0 at this point. But Clefable is at health. What was a Mega... Sorry, Mega Scizor. It was this kind of a set, right? 252. Adamant. It was this kind of a set. Your Bullet Punch. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is KOing, so I need to get back up to health. He probably brings out the Slowking at this point, right? He probably brings out the Slowking just to get another Trick Room up. Because he needs the Trick Room to win. So at that point, I can't Swords Dance on it. But what's 18 plus 33? Quick maths. That is going to be 51. Oh, that is more HP than I want you to be at, because you do get... you do get your Trick Room up, I'm pretty sure. No, you don't. Okay, so Excadrill at this point puts a lot of pressure on this thing, because we know that the Earthquake is KOing. There's no point going for the Swords Dance. Just go for the Earthquake. He goes out into the Vikavolt. Fair play. Fair play. But at this point, obviously the only reason that we've kept Clefable alive is that it can deal with the Vikavolt. You got the Hidden Power Fire, I guess that's going to be. But at this point, we do want to soft boiled up to health. Just see what else you can do. You get Flash Cannon. That's horrifying. That is horrifying. You get Flash Cannon. Does that line up by 45%? That doesn't. No, if you're full. Yeah, that's what you want to be rocking, right? If you're that kind of a set, you probably got the HP investment as well, because there's no point having speed. So you're looking like that. Flamethrower is a 2-hit KO, but I think at this point we just try and soft boiled up. But if we soft boiled up, that just sort of gets us stuck in a loop, and he's likely to get either the special D drop or the crit. So I think at this point I have lost. I just need to... What are you doing with a Hidden Power Fire to Excadrill? To Excadrill. Yeah, I can't even Swords Dance up on you. I suppose I can. If Flamethrower gets you to within 53%, let's have a look, which it can do, then we can bring out Excadrill, get a Swords Dance up on the HP Fire. Now we just need to figure out... what a Bullet Punch is doing to Excadrill, because it's quad resisted, but it's also coming from a tank. So Bullet Punch is doing that much. So say that does about 28. So 28.9. Let's do some maths here. 28.9 plus... I think this is the end game now anyway, right? And I've probably lost. I just want to figure out if there is a way of me winning. And I also want to figure out if I can type, because that would be really, really nice right now. Because, oh my god. There we go, Hidden Power Fire. That plus 20... I mean, it's a roll. It's a roll. So we do the Flamethrower to get the damage on this thing. That does more than I wanted to, which is quite nice. I'm now thinking... So what I wanted to do was sack Clefable, because I didn't think that was going to be a 2-hit KO. I almost didn't want that to be a 2-hit KO because I wanted the free switch into the Excadrill. Because the last thing that I want, I'm going to go for the Moonblast here because I do want the free switch into the Excadrill. The last thing that I want is Slowking to get out free. So I want you to KO me, right? I'm going to be looking back over this video and I'm going to be like, why have I done this? But we're going to go for the Swords Dance. He goes Hidden Power Fire. That does way less than I thought it would. Okay. It's not Hidden Power Fire. Okay. So at that point, I could even go for another Swords Dance, right? Because this Hidden Power is going to take me down to 35%, which means that Scizor isn't KOing with the Bullet Punch. We're obviously killing Slowking. What are we doing to Mandibuzz at +2? Because we could actually win right now. But I need to figure out whether I go for another Swords Dance or not. Let's just call you fully physically defensive. At +2, Iron Head is... Jesus Christ, maybe we're not winning. I think we need to go for another Swords Dance, I think. Do we have any damage calcs on the Mandibuzz? Okay, we know that... Wait, what about if I search for Reputation, because that's the name of the Mandibuzz? Okay, Shadow Claw did 12%. My Shadow Claw did 12%. So, what does that tell me? Luke, use your mind. Use your mind. Why is Shadow Claw doing that little? Because even on a low roll, it's 12.2. Either way, we know that you are physically defensive. So, on that, we do need to go for another Swords Dance. We need to go for another Swords Dance. You can't KO me, and I'm not in Bullet Punch range. Now we go for the Iron Head. Right, I don't think I've got this because I think Mandibuzz can just come in. But I am now at +4. Not Bennett. I am now at +4. I mean, if you're not fully physically defensive, or if you get a flinch, because obviously foul play kills, but if we get a flinch... Oh, no. Okay. Oh, GG. I mean, yeah, I played that quite badly. I think I was saying it a few times. I think you can probably tell I've been a little bit distracted, not quite in it. Not to come up with any kind of excuses, I'm just trying to reflect a little bit. Yeah, losing POLICOEBRA that early was definitely a mistake on my point. I don't quite know why I did that. And the Naganadel losing that as well was quite bad as well. If I would have got 7% more chip damage off on the Mandibuzz, then I would have swept. So if I would have had Stealth Rocks on the Sandaconda, I've won that game. Which is definitely frustrating. Definitely frustrating. But yeah, no, fair play to my opponent. He brought Trick Room when I didn't plan for that. He's got a really good team, and he outplayed me at every turn, bringing in Slowking to get a couple free Trick Rooms up, and the Chandelure Focus Sash Trick Room. Again, if I would have had the Stealth Rocks up, yeah, it's a minor annoyance, but I'm genuinely not going to hold anything against anyone. I played relatively well towards the end. I nearly had it, 7% off a win, but yeah, no. Fair play to my opponent, fair play to Rosa, GG, and yep, goodbye.